Welcome to the Mountain Magnolia Show, where your hosts, Mary Noble Braden and Leanne Lewis, will introduce you to Swannanoa Valley's most interesting and most iconic individuals.
Hello to all you wonderful listeners out there. This is Mary Noble Braden and Leanne Lewis on the Mountain Magnolia Radio Show. Thank you for listening to our show today, and our focus here is to reveal the heart and soul of our beautiful community here in Western North Carolina. Welcome, Leanne. I've missed you.
Oh my gosh, I've missed you so much, Mary Noble.
Leanne has been out for a couple weeks because she took her baby girl to college.
Yes, and I miss her for sure. She went to Nashville, Tennessee.
That's not too far away.
No, it's not bad at all. Music City, that's where she needs to be.
Before you know it, we're going to have her on the show.
I hope so.
Very soon.
I hope so. I would love that. She'll say yes to you, I know.
Oh, good. Okay, well, every week, Leanne and I like to share a quote or just a Magnolia moment that has opened our hearts. So, Leanne, I need you to pick a card.
I got it. I'm ready.
All right. Let's say it out loud.
Okay. We should not fear an obsession for building a great, free life.
Nice.
I love this.
That is so good. Yes.
It's wonderful.
Okay, so we're excited to share that we are now on all the podcast platforms. So you guys, I know I've gone to Spotify and Apple. I don't use any other ones. So we're there. You can listen.
We are there. It's so exciting.
And if you want to listen on 96.1, we air on Mondays at 5 p.m. and on Saturdays at 10 a.m. And I also wanted y'all to remember, go to our Facebook page, the Mountain Magnolias. If you have someone you want us to interview, we'd love to have your thoughts or just ideas. All right. And then I want to give a shout out to 96.1 The Bear, local grassroots radio. They're doing an amazing job at that small town radio show. We're all becoming a community on the radio. So
that's great.
Y'all support them. They're wonderful. And
yes.
Cameron, thank you for all you do.
Oh, Cameron, we love you. You're amazing. You are. I listen to you in the morning, too, by the way.
Appreciate it.
Yes, you do.
Some of you may know Leanne's a mortgage broker at Atlantic Bay, and I'm one of the owners at Noble & Company Realty here in Black Mountain. And Leanne recently moved down the street, so you can find us on Black Mountain Avenue.
Yeah.
This is our side gig that we love to be able to interview folks and really reveal the heart and soul.
That's great.
Each week we'll do a 1-minute real estate talk. And all right, Leanne, do you want to talk about what's going on?
Oh man, some exciting news, Mary Noble. We've got lower interest rates coming in the door.
Yay.
I'm really excited about that. Are they in refinance territory? Not yet, unless you have some business to take care of sooner rather than later. But we are in a really good spot with interest rates as far as the trending. The Fed is meeting this September, next month. I believe it's the 17th, and they are predicted to lower interest rates and again in December. So I'm excited.
Just in time.
Yes, I'm so excited because I think that's what a lot of folks are waiting on, are rates to lower or to find that house, that perfect house that's hitting the inventory. And of course, that's your expertise.
That's right. And we're still in the same boat. It's a little slow in August, but we're all gearing up for a busy fall.
Yeah.
Still a wonderful time to sell your house. Low inventory here in Black Mountain, Swannanoa, Asheville as well. So if you are wanting to get an idea of what you can sell your house for, please give us a call at Noble & Company Realty. All right.
Perfect.
Well, we're going to get on with our show. We have a fantastic guest today.
Yes,
he
we
has
do.
been around for quite some time. A really big part of the community, so I cannot wait to dive in. Welcome the Dan Cordell to the Mountain
Dan's
Magnolia
here.
Show.
I love it.
Thank you, Mary Noble. I appreciate that greatly. It's a pleasure to be here as well.
I know. Well, it's going to be a great show today of just revealing all that you've seen in this town, and you're a big part of the community here. You have watched it develop and grow for how many years?
25.
Wow.
Somewhere around 25. Yeah. It's been quite an experience. I love this town. The people, I've got to know so many people, and they've got to know me, and it's a strong sense of community that I was always looking for. When I took the job here to work with the town of Black Mountain, I knew it was a pretty quaint little town, and I just fell in love with it. I had a job offer somewhere else, and I decided to sit down with in an interview with this small town I heard of called Black Mountain, and so I did, and I was absolutely smitten with the whole town, the small town feel. I had lived at Sunset Beach.
Oh my gosh, I have to stop you there. I have a house at Sunset Beach.
Do you really?
I do. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I may
You know
have
I
been the
have to
inspector
say
then.
you may have been. Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah, I built quite a few houses down there myself.
Oh, okay. You
And,
may know all about mine then. It was built in the 80s.
Maybe so.
That's cool.
I was there, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. We'll group up later on that.
Well, let's take a step back first. So
Right.
one of the first questions we ask our audience is how you got to Black Mountain, and you just answered the question. But I want you to tell the audience what the town hired you for.
I was hired as a building inspector. They, like I said, I had the job. I was accepted at town of Hickory, city of Hickory, actually, and I was on Interstate 40, and I had this other possibility in this small town of Black Mountain. And I said, well, I'll just go up there and interview anyway. And when I interviewed, I really didn't need a job, so I ended up interviewing them more than they were interviewing me.
Oh, wow.
But it just felt right. The people that was on the committee that had the questions, and we just meshed, and I felt so strongly about living here that Hickory went away almost instantly, and
yeah.
I decided to accept the job here.
That's wonderful. I know. I mean, I've only been here 20 years, and I developed a relationship with everybody in the town hall. I loved being able to walk in the door, and especially early in the morning. If you didn't come early in the morning, you couldn't get any answers. But everyone was always so helpful. If I needed something, I could sit down, talk to Jennifer. I could call you. You guys had incredible customer service, so thank you for all of your support during those 20
some years. I've
Wow.
lost track now, but I did retire from Black Mountain about 3 years ago,
And we miss you so much.
oh, and I miss the people here. And I
We miss
I
you
live
so
here.
much.
I live here, so I see
Yeah.
grocery stores and any of the little function areas, and it's just like a homecoming. And I've missed that. I'm still helping the town of Montreat out in the same capacity,
Oh, nice.
just so I can keep that interacting with people and
Yeah.
contractors and homeowners, and it's certainly just something that I like.
So you are the building inspector right now for the town of Montreat.
I am
Okay.
I didn't know
They're
that.
happy about that. I didn't either.
still around.
Nice.
So if y'all want him to be your building inspector, you have to buy a house or build a house.
That's
in
right. We
Montreat.
can help you with that, actually. So Dan, what's in the future? What do you have going on?
Well,
you
interesting. I've been approached by so many people in the town to consider running for a town seat,
Oh, nice.
town council seat. And of course, my first reaction was, "You got to be crazy! There's nothing in that I
Right.
see me
Yeah.
doing."
Yeah, it's messy.
I said, "I'm not a politician." They said, "That's good. We don't want a politician. We
That's
want
right.
we want somebody in there like you that we all know and love." And they were very genuine.
Yeah.
And saying no for several months, I decided that they hit a nerve, and they said, "You've been a servant, a public servant, so many years. You do a good job at it. You reach the people where they need to be met."
Right.
And with some of those words just rocked me, and I said, "Okay,
That's
I'm
great.
in. But I want everybody to be involved. Just
Right.
don't throw me in there and step back and
That's right.
So
That's right.
they assured me that they would be involved, and we'd do this as a community effort, and
Nice.
and maybe we could see to their needs.
That is wonderful. I love that.
And you've had experience now.
That's right.
I mean, maybe not as town council, but you have experience of what it feels like to have to get the work done on a daily basis. This is something you've been doing for the last 27 years.
You know how town
30.
works.
It's been 30 some years.
30, okay.
And I
Yeah.
and I was in different capacities on local government, both at Sunset Beach and here. There was job descriptions and other duties as assigned, as we called it. Just give me a diversity of interaction with the local government systems.
Yeah.
So I think because of that knowledge, I have a benefit over a lot of people that might not have that kind of experience.
What do you feel you bring to the table coming onto the council that you feel like we've been lacking? Tell us a little bit about you as a council person, what that would be like, besides Dan the man, I mean, which we love. But in that kind of position, what would we see?
Well, I think that there has been some concerns in the neighborhood that they've reached out to me. They feel distance from the town officials now. They're not welcome to walk into the town hall any longer. We used to have office hours where, like Mary Noble was saying, we'd sit down and we'd chat, we'd figure things out, and everybody be happy. It was done with respect. And
Sure.
and now that it's changed, I understand with COVID. There was a need to kind of keep that separation,
Of course.
alienate, but now it's kind of gone. It's time to bring the people back in, and public servants and the community is supposed to interact together face to face.
That's right.
They like that feeling, not calling and maybe getting a call back, or
to be seen and heard.
Exactly. Even if you can't do what they want you to do,
Right.
You're right. If they can see you. They can talk to you.
Yes.
They can go out with a smile, even if they didn't get it.
That's right. That's the truth. I mean, even if we don't get the answer we receive, if we're dealt a big old dose of dignity
Absolutely.
in the process, boy, can we go out with a smile on our face. And I have a feeling you're the kind of person that can dish that out.
I enjoy doing those kinds of things.
That's great.
I'm a public servant from the heart. And
Right.
I've done it through volunteers. There's Hammers at Heart, if I can promote anybody out there.
Yeah, please do.
There's quite a few outfits that I've been involved in. My church, Christ Community Church in Montreat.
Yeah.
And Habitat for Humanity. I framed for them for 16 years here, and it's just it's something that I enjoy doing, and I'm going to continue doing that as a town council member for Black Mountain.
I love that. That's great.
Well, I have no doubt that you will be wonderful at it, especially because you've been in that same place for 30 years. And, sometimes it takes practice for us to learn how to be our best. And you have donated your heart for so long to so many people here. And I know whenever I walked in, you were always helpful, and I really appreciate you putting in all those years.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're missed.
Yes, you are.
And I miss too. So maybe I'll be back in a different capacity, but I'll be
I'm
there.
excited about that.
Yeah.
Be great.
Well, let's talk about some other points that you want the audience to hear about town council. Like, what do you see the future for Black Mountain?
Well,
or what does it need that you would be able to direct and help?
I think I'm going to keep my personal things out of this. I think that what I've heard from a lot of the town people that's been here all their lives is that it's moving so quickly forward that they feel being left out. The small town character that's in our land use plan seems to be diminishing, and they're concerned with that. I mean, you've got to grow. You've obviously got to grow, but there's certain there's ways of doing that successfully. I think some of the densities should be visited. I know you're in the housing market, so I got to be a little sensitive
it's okay.
here.
It's okay. I think it could be done well and responsibly.
I think so too. I think that we have right here on Main Street, we're looking out the window and you have a good rain and you got water coming up out of these culverts underneath the ground that was put in there in the turn of the century. So they're not adequate, but every time we put more pervious areas, a house, a driveway, a road, whatever, it adds to that. What I thought would be a good way to look at this is, let's visit this. Let's stop, not necessarily stop building, of course, but slow down the densities and focus on the problems we have right now.
Yeah.
That's what I hear a lot of people wanting to see.
Okay. What kind of problems were the folks talking about that you hear? I mean, I hear from my, circle and from folks too, is there's the homeless seem to be kind of weaving in. Are they cared for, or is that handled, or just to bring something?
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the issue. I know that there were some proposals about housing homeless here. I'm not exactly sure how that could be done.
Yeah.
I would love to work with the existing board and come up with some options for that.
Okay.
I think that there was some thoughts in that direction in the last year or so, but realistically, it wasn't something that could be accomplished.
Sure.
With the our valuations and the property costs.
Right.
It's a little more difficult.
Right.
What I do miss is the homeless shelter at the First Baptist Church.
Yes, I know they usually have the purple flag out.
I
Did
love
that.
that. That was just so great, and the people there were great.
They were.
We
They're
volunteer.
amazing.
And
I wonder what happened.
Yeah, do you know what happened?
I
Did they
don't.
just closed it?
I'm not sure what the.
Richard Hudson used to
Yes.
man that. I made some soup for them, I think Christmas Eve or something. But and I think it was only when it got to a certain degrees, like if it was really cold
Right.
outside.
It was.
Right.
It was. But to give them a place to go instead of in some of these fields and under bridges and things
Yeah,
like that. So it was a good alternative. There was some arguments that they found out about it and they were coming into town on buses because it was a
yeah.
facility.
Sure.
Which was, it was great, but it's sad that, other municipalities don't provide the same thing.
That's not the result you were looking for. I mean,
Right,
it's,
right.
it was, taking care of what we had. So what else do you see for the future of Black Mountain that you would like to see changed, or we could do better?
I think main thing is to realize that, as public servants, we need to address the people directly.
Yeah.
They need to be able to come in and talk to us. They need to talk to you on the telephone or whatever it takes. They're so disenchanted with how things to be working now.
Yeah. So the theme I hear is customer service, relationships, handling the townspeople.
Right.
Okay.
That's one of the big ones, and of course they're concerned with the spending.
Yeah.
There has been a lot of people approach me about the spending, and I've sifted through a lot of numbers in the last several months trying to figure all that out, and it seems that our budget has increased significantly. We went, I think it was $11 million 5 years ago to $22.7 million this year.
Now I know they did some pay raises
They did
for the
and
townspeople.
They did. They did pay raises, but they also created a lot of upper paying jobs.
Okay.
And some other things like a lot of the work that some of the people here did is now being contracted services.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not sure why that was something they wanted to do, and I intend to find out.
That's great.
But we have a lot of people that work in town of Black Mountain, but very few live here. They can't afford to live here.
Oh, wow.
That's sad.
That is sad.
I was one of the lucky ones that bought a house when I first moved in, and I'm holding on to it tightly.
I don't blame you. Especially we have golden handcuffs, we call it. We have that 2% rate in the house, and we're kind of handcuffed to it, or the amount we paid for it.
I think they just wanted to slow down a little bit and let's reassess where we want to go in the future.
Absolutely. So, okay, I don't want to bring up anything I don't want to bring up a huge ordeal, but would this be can you share with me the deal with the stormwater bill? That little $11 bill we get every month in the town. I think it's the stormwater bill. Is that right? I know you probably know where I'm going with that. I don't mean to cause any frustration, but it is. I'm like, what is this for? I knew it. I get a nerve.
That may take some time.
Because it hit a nerve with me. And I did research it and tried to get, the background, but I'm like,
well, and in order to properly address the stormwater issues, even when I was there was talk about potentially putting in a utility. And that has a lot of facets to it.
Oh, sure.
You can deal with the water on a public way, on the roads, drops in the gutter systems and culverts. But some of these in the mountain, they cross over private property, and you have no right to be on there. So if there's been a natural drainage through this property for hundreds of years,
right? Somebody
built a house on it. They decided they didn't want this ditch in their yard, and they fill it.
Oh, gosh.
So the water stops.
Oh, dear.
So we have problems like that. And the utility, through legislation, is able to get on private property and, assess what needs to be done, whether it's culverted or moved from here to there. But you can't just hope to do something with it where it stops at a property line and you have no control from that point on.
Okay.
And again, we have the infrastructure that's there now just is so undersized.
That's what I'm hearing. It sounds like if we could get the infrastructure upgraded, that's a huge accomplishment or solving of the problem, if you will.
It is.
Is that right?
It is, but it's still, this is a tax on the people, and they need to be more informed on how that's being done.
Thank you.
If you're, it's hard for them to understand why you're spending so much money on engineering when it's basically a simple thing to size pipes. You have water going from A to B.
Yeah.
It's not as complicated as it's made to be.
It's just expensive. It's expensive, right?
Engineering can be expensive, very expensive.
Sure.
And to do studies, you do engineering studies, and the cost just keeps multiplying.
And I think for all of the folks that have been in Black Mountain for a long time, I mean, we understand there has to be change, but we're also
Absolutely.
grasping for what used to be. And that's what I hear you saying is like there's a lot of changes that are going to be made, but let's implement some of that personal touch to it where you live in a small town and you're able to talk to the town manager or the building inspector. I mean, especially, I had your cell phone in my phone from, 3 years ago.
Right.
20-some years, yeah.
Yeah. So they couldn't keep me from calling you.
And I still get calls every day.
Oh my gosh, I bet you do. Just don't lose the human element.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what I hear. Okay, so this is an off-the-cuff question, but I've always wondered about this with Asheville, and I think Black Mountain does this too, with their town council meetings. Why are they in the middle of the day when we're still working?
They do have meetings that are very inconvenient for the people to be involved with.
I would love for it to propose that with you. If you win, please. Can we do 6 to 8 or 6 to 7? Because it's almost like, well, you just don't want me to be a part of that. Because I have to work and pay taxes, But it's just a curiosity
Yeah,
question.
because you all are paying for all these changes.
I would love to know. But a lot of folks, they can't make the meetings.
Right. And, like I said to the people that wanted me to run, be involved. Show up for these meetings. If you oppose the proposition, make your voice known.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there to be your voice. Let me know, but also be involved as a community. Because it's not an us against them.
No,
it's not going to be that.
Right.
And it doesn't need to be
That's
that.
right. But it feels that way sometimes.
It does.
With whoever, gives off that vibe.
There is wonderful people, beautiful people on both sides of that realm.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're passionate about their beliefs. You got to meet, discuss it like human beings,
Yeah.
and come up with a solution.
I think we can all meet in the middle.
Absolutely.
Don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm for that. Let's meet in the middle. Everybody brings something to the table.
Yes, I think that's our goal here. It's not one person being right.
No.
It's all of us collaborating, and really that's what a lot of our higher politics are missing. And
I agree.
you know,
I do too.
so
Yeah.
we're all human.
We do a better job.
We do some creative, wonderful things. We make mistakes, but we all, at the end of the day, have to come together and figure out what's right for everybody.
And for the community and as a whole.
Well, is there anything else you want to share before we ask you one of the last questions?
Let me have the question.
All right, let's do it.
Lynn.
So, Dan, what would you recommend to our audience to live a better life? That means something you do that you could recommend to others that would help them live a better life.
I find it rewarding to volunteer to help people that need the help. And there's so many out there. When I was a building inspector, I got to see more of it. And so I knew a lot of places that nobody else knew.
Oh, wow.
There's a little lady that I won't mention any names, of course, lives up on Pagettown Road. She has a dirt floor. Her floor is rotted away.
Oh, my God.
And she is the most wonderful woman to talk to. I ask her how she's doing, and she said, I'm just doing fine.
Humble. How about that?
Very humble.
Oh, my word.
But there's needs out there. Reach out. If you see your neighbor that you don't really talk to very often, they maybe need something.
Right.
Knock on the door.
Yeah, so we're going to give you 50 lashes just for that. Dan forgot to turn his phone off.
But it was House of the Rising Sun. So
I know. Well, that's why it's not 100.
Well, I was actually thinking that Leanne and I should have a show just about volunteering in the area because we've had a lot of folks on the show, whether it has been Waypoint or Hammers and Hearts. There's or Bounty and Soul. There's so many ways that all of us can give back to our community. So I think that would be a great, and you probably would know a lot of them or individuals that we can help, you know?
I do. I certainly do.
Yeah, and honestly, too, even leading up to that kind of show, I think it's a fantastic campaign. But also, I feel like we need to pay attention as human beings because I feel like we have an opportunity every day to just pay attention, tuck it away, and try to do something for somebody.
Yep.
But we're so caught up in our worlds, and I don't mean that judgy, but we tend to just be caught up in our worlds and have tunnel vision. But if we just paid attention in the grocery store, paid attention when we're out and about, I think it will come to us too.
I think it speaks to you too.
It
when
does.
you feel something
Yes.
inside,
Yes.
you're like, oh, I need to make a phone call and see if I can do that. So I think
Indeed.
it speaks to us.
You're right, Mary Noble. Dan, what a pleasure.
Oh, it's my
It's been
pleasure.
so great.
Thank you so much.
I know. Thank you so much, and thank you for all your years of service. And
Absolutely.
I'm so glad I ran into you at the farmer's market.
See, here we are. Look at that.
I woke up and I was like, I'm going to find somebody
And you
that's supposed to be on the Mountain Magnolia.
There you go.
It was
How
you.
lovely is that?
Well, I'm glad to have been there at the right place at the right time.
It's great.
Well, we are going to be rooting for you for town council.
Absolutely.
And if, I do before we leave, tell us how it's going to go. So when will you talk to the people? How can they learn more about you? And when's voting?
Voting.
Thank you. I was wondering that.
Voting's November 5th, of course.
Okay.
It's all across the board.
Right.
I'm going to have some rallies.
Okay.
I just haven't figured out all that. I'm new at this, and I'm getting a lot of advice from a lot of people. One of my buddies is having a rally tomorrow night at Tomahawk.
Okay.
So I'll go there and see how he does it and determine whether or not I'm going to do something similar.
Oh, that's great.
So I think there's going to be forums where all the candidates will have a chance to speak, and they'll have a set of questions structured. And
So forums, not forms. Forums, right?
forums.
Yeah.
And how do they find out information on you, like where you're going to be or when these forums take place? Is there a
Well,
website or Facebook?
I have a Facebook page called, I think it's Dan Cordell for Town Council, or candidate for Dan for Town Council.
Okay.
I'll find it.
Yeah, don't
I'm
you
on
worry,
there.
we'll find it.
And I have my personal page, but this one is specifically for, the candidacy and the running, the, questions and answers. And when I get it figured out, I'll put more information up there.
Perfect.
Oh, Dan Cordell, candidate for alderman?
That's the one.
There we go.
But
All
of
right,
course,
ladies and
I've been corrected that it's not alderman, it is town council, and I didn't know that there was a change in the name, so
Oh,
I'm going to work on that too.
You're working
You
on
know
all the
what?
changes
It's all
here.
good.
It's happening fast.
I'm changing that first.
oh, just if you're injecting that human spirit, we're okay with all that. It's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Dan. And you guys look out for my Facebook post. I'll post some information how you can get more information on Dan. And again, this is the Mountain Magnolias. We're here to reveal the heart and soul of our community. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
We sure will. Good to be with you, Mary Noble.
You
again.
too, Leanne. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us for Mountain Magnolias with your hosts, Mary Noble Braden and Leanne Lewis. Join us next time for more interesting stories from the Swannanoa's most interesting people as we give you something to talk about. Mountain Magnolias is a production of Noble and Company Realty in Black Mountain. For more information, please call them at 828-357-5243. 828-357-5243.
This program is produced and engineered by Cameron Crisp.
The preceding has been a production of Signal Hill Studios. For more information, please call 704-872-0550.